Hi, it's Gio from the Garden Leadership Team. It's late winter now, and it's a great time to fertilize your citrus trees. This is a Meyer lemon here, and we're going to go ahead and talk about how and why to fertilize. So this Meyer lemon is exhibiting some of the things that we see right now in late winter. Up at the top here, you can see really fleshy new young growth as it's getting ready to head into spring. At the same time, you can still see some flower buds down here. And then those flower buds turn into fruit, and you can see some fruit that's set up here. That's where the flower was before, now turning into a fruit that's going to grow. So one of the things right now that we want to do is support that new growth, that flowering bud, by giving it a nice all-purpose general fertilizer. You can get a citrus fertilizer, and those are great, but what I'm going to show you is a mix that I do. It's just a tree fertilizer and a starter mix that works really well. So oftentimes when you have a bag of fertilizer, you're going to see these three numbers up top. These are nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Over here on this one, it has nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So those numbers have different ranges. In general, with an organic fertilizer, you can't over-fertilize. With a synthetic fertilizer, you can. So sometimes with our fruit trees, it's easier to just go with an organic fertilizer. I'm mixing today this tree and shrub and starter fertilizer. I like the starter fertilizer because it has a higher phosphorus count, whereas the tree and shrub has a lower phosphorus count. So it kind of balances out, gets us closer to a 4-4-4. So with these organic fertilizers, like I was saying, you can't really overdo them, which is great. But in general, you can just put them in a container like this. You can do 2 or 3 handfuls. So for a tree this size, I would do about 2 handfuls of starter, about 3 handfuls of the tree and shrub. You don't really need to worry about mixing them. It's not really a big deal. The most important thing is that we get it to the roots, and that we make sure that there's some moisture content down there. So you don't really want to be fertilizing when it's dry. You're going to want to water the fertilizer or put water in here. You can mix it around, make kind of a slurry and spread that around the base of the tree, or you can water after you spread it around. So now I'm going to go ahead and fill this container up with some water. So with this tea slurry, actually, you know what? I will want to mix it in a little bit more. But what we're doing when we're adding water or directly putting it in dry and mixing it into the soil is we're making sure that the beneficial fungi, bacteria, microbes that are inside of this fertilizer are going to be activated, because they're also going to be doing the hard work of making sure that your plants get the nutrients that are available inside of this as it breaks down. Now that we have this slurry kind of mixed up, we're going to want to find the place down here that we're going to want to pour it. So down in our tree, we're going to find the base of it and pull back the soil just a little bit. Now we can start pouring in the liquid portion. That's going to go straight to the roots. We're going to watch that kind of go down. And as we're doing that, we're going to pull away more of the area. Hopefully your fruit trees are well mulched. So we're going to make sure that that gets right there under that fabric. Okay, we're going to pour some more in. All right, so now we're at the point where a lot of this dredge is kind of stuck at the bottom. That's all still great to put in. So what we're gonna wanna do is, we're gonna make sure we get rid of all the moisture. And we're gonna wanna mix all of that in with the existing soil up on the top. Okay, so we're just gonna take it with our hands and mix it into the top portion of the soil. Now what's great about an organic fertilizer is it's going to be slower to break down. So when you're using a synthetic fertilizer, it's straight to the roots. They get the nutrients instantly, but again, they're a little bit more caustic and a little scarier to use if you overdo it. With an organic, it's going to be breaking down slowly over the next month or so. So you're not going to see results within the next month, probably within the month after. Now, with an organic fertilizer like this, I'm going to reapply it probably in about a week and a half to 2 weeks. That way I can continue to get the nutrients in there while the tree is growing. Let's see. Make sure that water spike is back in there. I'm going to push the mulch back around it. Remember, with mulch, you don't want it really up against the bark, so you want to push the mulch away. And that's it. So right after this, what I would do is I'd go ahead and water a couple of times. And then over time, what I want to watch for, take a look up here at the tree. So this is an example of chlorosis. Here, let me move that, take that glove off. This is an example of chlorosis, and what you see is this yellowing pattern and deep green veins. So that's an indication of a nutrient deficiency, probably like iron. Hopefully our all-purpose fertilizer will be able to help with that, with giving a large base of nutrients. But if not, there's specific nutrients that you can give, getting more iron to it. But otherwise, we're gonna see, or hopefully see, that a tree like this that has lots of flowering will turn into more fruit, and that those old leaves will have a nice dark green color, and that the whole tree sees that. What we're gonna wanna do over time is just watch everywhere where that new green growth is coming out and see the benefits of our fertilizer. And that's it. Fertilizing is that easy. Let us know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.